but everything gets to be proven wrong.
Okay, and we are looking into our next race now, and there probably will be a lack of mullets in this race, so we'll look out for the next percents instead. The women's B 3,000 metre race. Kiara Boyd Squires from Melbourne University, Sophie Ryan of Oldsavarians, Isabel Girardi from Deakin, Eleanor Benson from Melbourne Uni, Bianca Polghisi from Essendon, Rebecca Barry from Frankston, Saskia Lloyd from South Melbourne, Sharon Firusa from Glenhuntly, Abigail Hindman from, oh no, she's unattached, Invitation. Abby Goldsworthy from Williamstown, Sarah Lewis from SCA, James.
This is testing me.
Oh, we'll get back to you on that one. Sarah Lewis, SCA. Georgina Mees from Ballarat. Beta Jansky from Oldsavarians. Alyssa Beersey from Williamstown. Cassandra Mester from Wellington. Tess Rhodes from Deakin. Remedy Gibbs from Frankston. And what was SCA,
So
James?
South Coast Athletics, Sarah Lewis. Apologies to the South Coast.
Yeah, travelled a long way. Don't get that abbreviation lots, but we're glad that they are here. It's always good to see other abbreviations, I guess. Instead of BOH, Box Hill all the time.
No, it's good to see the BOH.
Oh, of course, of course.
A quick shout out as well to Mitch Thompson's Mo, who's actually doing it to support Movember, a great cause. So if you feel like donating to Movember, definitely get around him and a few of his other Wolfpack training partners. I think they're the Mo's of the Round Table or something like that. So definitely get onto the socials and support a great cause as we're about to kick off here.
Yeah, we lost
in the women's B 3,000 metres. It's a pretty hot start, I would say, as they're going to find a fair bit of space between them.
So I'll see again a few of these athletes having raced at the Victorian All Schools Championships over the past 2 weekends.
Yeah, absolutely they have.
They'll be coming in
Get some names here
ready to go.
Georgina Mees here of Ballarat YCW should try and hand here third in the steeple in the 3K at the All Schools. So she might go and try a bit faster than she did in the championship racing.
So about 37 through that first 200. So a pretty good pace for these girls. 10:19 is the fastest seed time of Georgina Mees, out to 10:50. So as we saw those 80-second laps in the A race, that will give them spot on 10 minutes. So they'll get a little bit of leeway. We'll look for those 82-second splits throughout the night.
You've got a great range of distances here in the girls. Oldsavarians athlete Sophie Ryan, a 2:48 marathon runner in her own right. So she's stepping down quite a few Ks and texting the old noodles over. But we'll see how she can handle the 3Ks. They're all pretty bunched up there and all trying to jostle for a position.
But bang on 82 seconds. So they're on the pace as we haven't seen in our last couple of races. This will really give them a chance to hopefully go home with some personal bests tonight.
So it doesn't really look like anybody wants to take up the front running, and that could even be a marathon athlete at the front.
So it's Bianca Puglisi who's leading us in the girls, and then Abby Goldsworthy of Williamstown.
Second in the steeplechase, the Vic All Schools over the weekend.
Yeah, fantastic run from her in the under 15 category. So stepping up a little bit in distance from the 2K.
As the race starts to thaw out a bit now, you might start to see a few more moves in the field, a few more girls trying to find their feet and find their place. The wind started to die down, the rain has stopped. It's actually a beautiful night for running, and they do tend to say more water, more rain, more oxygen. So see if these girls can benefit from that. So they come through at the 2:48.
More rain, more oxygen.
Got to think positively somewhere.
That helps. So they were 2:46, another 83-second lap. So this is some fantastic running from these girls, right on the pace they want to be to achieve those personal best times. So Goldsworthy and Puglisi still doing much of the work.
A lot of girls pretty content to be able to just tuck in there and let them do the work at the front.
So Boyd Squires at Melbourne Uni, she's got a nice little sit in there.
We've had athletes come in all over Victoria tonight to chase these fast times, and it certainly hasn't disappointed.
Yeah, we certainly have. And Victorian Milers Club always sets up great opportunities for our athletes to run fast. There's hot competition, so usually we see the 8 and 15, but the 3K is one of those special featured events on the first round of the Vic Milers. Great intro into the Vic 5K Championships next week, and you know, if you've decided that you'd like to run after watching some of the races tonight, entries do close tomorrow night, so make sure you get your entries in for the Vic 5K Champs if you haven't already.
A new leader here, and the pace has been injected in a big way. I can't quite get a read on who we have at the front here, but she's definitely starting to break up the pack as we round into the straight. Looking very comfortable in doing so.
So it's Kiara Boyd Squires Long of Melbourne University who's moved into lead. Georgina Mees, who, speaking of shout-outs before, one of our Target Talent Program athletes, a regular at our sessions throughout the year. And Alyssa Biazzi in between those two packs at the moment.
She's sort of caught in no man's land there, but she's trying to latch onto that front group as the pack behind her is really working well together. But you can't fault what's going on at the front here. They're breaking up this field, trying to move away as quickly and swiftly as possible under the lights.
So we'll get a little bit of a split through this first mile, so right about 5:30, so brilliant. They're looking good for that 10:20 at the moment. So Georgina Mees sitting in second. She's boasting that fastest seed time of 10:19. Kiara Boyd Squires Long of 10:20. And Alyssa Beersy 10:20 as well. So no surprise to see those three at the front. Now there's a good chase pack coming up with a group of 4 athletes. So one of them from Wellington, the other. So Eleanor Benson of Melbourne Uni leading that chase pack.
Kiara Boyd Squires though, is happy to separate from the front and do a bit of solo running, which is one of the hardest things you can do. But she said, if I'm going to win, I'm going to do it the hard way. Good on her.
Yeah, that's right. She's starting to get a little bit of a lead, and I'm not so sure she's picked it up too much. I think she's just maintained, and maybe some of the conditions out there having a little bit of an influence on Mees and Beersy.
Come through here at about the 6:53.
Yeah, so again, ticking off those 83s. So Beersy moved her way into second position in that chase pack. Eleanor Benson, so her seed time 10:30. So those girls in the chase pack at the moment sitting in 4th, 5th and 6th. If they can maintain what they're doing at the moment, they'll be hopefully going home with personal bests as well.
Certainly one of the toughest parts of the 3K is right here, right now. Can really make or break, and there seems to be absolutely no danger of slowing down at the front. As you're right, Jimmy, the girls in the 4th, 5th and 6th position are working well together as they start to spread out.
Spreading out more and more. You see a good little Deakin duo. Izzy Girardi coming through, and Tess Rhodes.
Kiara Boyd Squires, 3rd in the Oz Uni Games 5,000. She's definitely flexing her muscles over the distance here. And she looks extremely comfortable in what she's doing.
Yeah, she's not looking like she'll be challenged at this point, but still plenty of time to go, and perhaps making a little bit of a threat for that. Eleanor Benson of Melbourne University, we saw her leading that chase pack. So she's moved her way into third position just at the moment and quickly into second position. So there's plenty of time for her to close this gap.
Well, she's played into the theme of the night, hasn't she? She's bided her time, and now she's finding her form. Alyssa Virazi, second in the Vic Champs 500 and 8th in the Nationals, so don't discount her from that position. Busy.
But it looks like Boyd Squires Long had picked it up a little bit coming into this home straight. Beersy in third position, trying to get after Melbourne Uni. So bell lap at just over 9 minutes. So I reckon we'll see the PBs for the girls here. 80 seconds is all that's required. So Benson closing that gap on Boyd Squire. So like we said, the theme of tonight has been those sitting back just a little bit, with the exception of Sam McEntee earlier in that men's 3K, just the class above the boys.
We wonder if this will spur her on at the front here. Benson's looking extremely strong. We approach the 200 to go. And it's just that lactic acid that's kicking in now. And if you can override it, you can get a wicked high, but that's easier said than done. It's a Melbourne Uni athlete.
Oh, Squires Long's responded again as Benson tried to get on her shoulder. That's very smart running from Boyd Squires Long, making her run that a little bit further, but Benson still looking very dangerous. Boyd Squires Long found that extra gear.
Ooh.
Benson edging, both
going
girls
back
going
now.
right at it.
Ooh.
Benson looking like she might have the better. Squires Long goes
What a great
again.
finish.
Oh.
8:20 on the clock there.
So,
And a big hug at the end. That's great sportsmanship. Izzy
Benson.
Girardi, I think, coming through there.
Benson will be taking home a personal best, that's for sure. Boyd Squires Long potentially right on that 10:20 mark.
Great running from everybody out here. As I said earlier, the conditions have sort of died down a bit, and it's a beautiful night for running. There'll be a few PBs ticked off out there. What a great finish.
So would you say that the rain has stopped falling, but the PBs have not?
No, I would say they're still coming.
It's good to hear. Good to hear.
So again, Jimmy, the sit and kick
Seems to be the way to
has
go.
prevailed again.
You know what? In this next race, if anyone's to pull off the sit and kick,